GS score,
GS score, GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score है, GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score,
GS score.
GS score.
Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to this session on how to have a integrated preparation approach for UPSC Civil Services Examination 2026. So this video is meant for those students who are right now entering the preparation arena, and the first thing which they observe is it's a huge vast syllabus, and they realize that not only the syllabus is vast, the bigger challenge is from where to start, where to end, what to read first, what to read later, what to read more and what to read less. Any student would feel that this challenge is humongous and gargantuan in its nature, the vast syllabus, and then obviously the fact that most of the students don't have a very structured study plan, so they end up spending too much time in the most visible topics like polity, economy and geography, but the topics which are more relevant to mains exclusively like governance, social justice, internal security, disaster management or Indian society sometimes do not get sufficient attention. The another challenge which students face is they don't know how to manage their time. They don't know how to manage their time between prelims and mains. So whether it is how to divide times between prelims and mains, or maybe it is how to divide time between statistical or factual aspects and the conceptual aspects. So all of these things we are going to discuss in detail. The need of the hour, the what can basically help you in this scenario is to have a very structured, well organized plan where your job is to study every day. Your job is not to take tension of what to study first and what to study later, और ये खत्म हुआ कि नहीं, वो रह गया है, ये भी चला गया है. You have to have a very clear approach कि every month this is what I am intending to achieve in terms of my preparation, both in terms of syllabus coverage and also in terms of practice. तो जो आपका plan होगा, जो the plan which we are going to talk about, that achievement will be in two dimensions. How much I am covering every month, week or daily basis, and what is the quality of effort. So how much I am getting tested in a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, because simply finishing up the syllabus is not sufficient. That everybody can do. Getting that syllabus completion to perform against testing is the need of the hour. तो आपको न सिर्फ ये देखना है कि हर महीने, हर हफ्ते, हर दिन आप कितना पढ़ रहे हो. You will also have to keep an eye कि how much of that is actually going into testing and on how much of that you're actually receiving a valuable feedback. So that is something very important. Again, you might have to cover the entire syllabus in one go, but when you revise, the issue of priority will always be there. There are topics which have a much higher weightage, so they would require a different priority in revision. There are topics which few questions come, or there are rarely questions are asked from those topics, so those topics will have a lower priority. Also, this prioritization has to be done in terms of how comfortable you are with topics. If you are very comfortable with certain topics, you can give them a lower priority of revision. If you are very uncomfortable with topics, the vice versa is true. But again, unless and until you have a structured plan, all of this will become too complicated to handle. So a structured plan will ensure that you are reading and completing the syllabus also. But completion of syllabus does not mean that you have read the topic and you have forgotten about it. As you go and switch to new topics, the topics which you have just completed will go through revision, will go through practice, and the kind of performance analysis you will continue to receive, it will also keep you focused in your syllabus completion. What I intend to say कि मान लीजिए आपने polity का second portion, you are going through the second half of the polity syllabus. By this time you are also appearing for the MCQs and mains questions for the first half of polity syllabus. So your performance in the first half of polity syllabus, once it is given to you through a regular and timely feedback, it will tell you ki, okay, while I am completing the next half of the syllabus, since I have been struggling in these areas in the first half, I should be more careful about certain sections in the second half so that the same mistakes don't happen. यानी जब आप पढ़ रहे हैं और साथ ही साथ आप टेस्ट भी कर रहे हैं, लिख भी रहे हैं, तो आपको ये भी आइडिया लगेगा कि जो टॉपिक्स मैं आगे पढ़ रहा हूँ, जो टॉपिक्स में मतलब जो आगे पढ़ने वाला हूँ, उसमें भी मुझे ध्यान रखना है कि वो गलतियाँ ना हो जो अब तक होती आई हैं. तो दिस इज समथिंग विच यू विल हैव टू फैक्टर. सो ये आपको एक चीज़ देखनी है कि प्रायोरिटी बेस्ड रिवीजन होना चाहिए. then when we go ahead, students are also struggling to build a strong foundation, especially when it comes to understanding complex topics. What does this mean? This means that most of the time we are straight away led to current affairs, we are straight away led to complicated mains questions without bothering to check that to handle such questions, do we have the necessary conceptual clarity or not? What you need is to break down the concepts into easy to understand modules, ensuring depth and clarity. So for example, let's take the example of any topic like say governor. So governor's position is under question. There is a question ki should we abolish the post of governor? To understand that question and answer it nicely, first you need to know the constitutional provisions related to governor. Then you need to know ki how those provisions, how they have worked over the years. Then you need to know ki what were the landmark judgments related to the position of governor, what recommendations have come from various commissions and bodies, and what reforms are required. But if you straight away jump to this arena, or if you straight away go to judgments, you might feel perplexed ki okay, everybody is reading judgments, I am not reading judgments. If you go to that stage where you straight away jump to the advanced aspect of the syllabus, it will only demoralize you. Rather than a layered structured approach is much more useful, where you slowly start from a foundation level, and as you perform better you move towards the more advanced or more challenging aspects. So you start from learning why the governor's position is needed in the country, what role he serves, what provisions apply to him, and in the end you will be able to write a full 15 marks to 50 words answer ki what role he has played in federalism, or you may be able to critically examine the whole post of the governor itself. So again, Rome was not built in a day. So these things will only happen if you have a disciplined, structured approach, and you do ensure that your progress in any topic is not going to happen overnight. It has to happen through incremental reforms in a very gradual manner, slowly and slowly. ठीक है, चलिए. So what you need is breaking down of the syllabus, and this is where I think the micro syllabus which we developed, when we felt that this is a problem which the students face every time, so we developed a micro analysis of syllabus where we broke down the entire syllabus into small parts. And the first positive aspect which I realized after taking the feedback of the students on that macro analysis was that while the macro analysis is also a good checklist in terms of syllabus completion, in terms of revision it is very helpful, because you exactly know ki within this topic at least 7 or 8 of these micro points I have to cover. Once I have covered this, I am already in the safe zone as far as prelims or mains questions are concerned. So revision के समय क्या पढ़ें, क्या छोड़ें, क्या important है, क्या नहीं important है, ये एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल बन जाता है. A micro analysis of syllabus would be exceptionally helpful for you to decide your revision priority. Now another area where students struggle is to how much time they should give to their prelims preparation and how much time they should give to their mains preparation. Considering most of the students do not have that eye to see where prelims preparation starts and where mains preparation starts, so most of the time the students are having a hybrid mix of knowledge of some facts and some concepts, rather than having full conceptual clarity and full factual knowledge. So most of the time the students are stuck in this sweet space where they are confident enough to face some prelims question and some mains questions appear to be attemptable, but they don't have confidence on the entire prelims or on the entire mains. So their knowledge is somewhat a middle point of some factual aspects, some conceptual aspects. So that something is very dangerous, because if you are going to not have a very clear-cut approach to how to deal with prelims and mains, half of the time you will be worried about prelims, half the time you will be worried about mains. तो इस चीज़ को avoid करना है. Factual and analytical aspects are relevant for both stages of the exam, and the focus is to prepare the topic, focus is to have the first foundational clarity, then its application, implementation, conceptual clarity, critical examination, all those stages will come later. So if you go from beginner to an expert level of preparation, not only you will be able to tackle prelims also and mains also, but if you jump towards preparing in different mode, okay, today I am preparing for prelims, tomorrow I am preparing for mains, that is not going to be very productive for you. So combined preparation with timely revision and timely testing is the need of the hour. Now when you shift towards mains preparation की अगर हम बात करते हैं, the biggest challenge is कि sir I know everything, I have read everything, I have made notes of everything, but when I went into the exam hall I was not able to recall. That's the first issue which the students face, कि I was not able to recall, not able to introduce, not able to conclude, not able to decide whether to use diagram or not able to tell how many examples should be used and whether I should elaborate on the example or not, what to write in way ahead or suggestion, how it is distinct from introduction and conclusion, and what should I write in introduction and conclusion. Should I define it? Should I define the term, or should I talk about the entire question? And plus, even if I have all the content at my disposal, I am simply not able to figure out all of these things and write the answer within the stipulated minute. तो या तो लोग तुरंत लिखना शुरू कर दे रहे हैं, they are straight away going to writing without factoring these things, so they are able to finish the paper but every answer is of poor quality, or they are taking too much time to decipher this and in the end they are missing out on completing the entire पेपर. तो ये दोनों चीज़ों को आपको थोड़ा यहाँ पे अवॉइड करना है. उसके लिए आपको क्या चाहिए? You need to have somebody who can tell you कि how much preparation is required before you can start answer writing. You need to have somebody who looks at your answer, and with this, by the first time when he looks at your answer, immediately he gets the idea that this student is struggling in these departments, these are the strengths he has but these are the weakness he has. I need to give him these suggestions so that he can cover up those things. So until and unless your answer sheet is in front of an experienced faculty or a mentor and who knows how to work around their issues, who knows what might work for everybody else will not work for you, so it is his task to create a plan which works for you. It is his task to decide how you will proceed in this direction. Your job is to put the input. So expert mentorship, expert faculty feedback or your answer and your prelims performance is something which is indispensable. Without that, no matter how much in-depth knowledge you have, since you will not be able to transfer that on the answer sheet, the whole effort goes into waste. So the only solution is regular structured answer writing with personalized feedback. Focus should be on structuring, integrating examples and enhancing time management. Only somebody who is very experienced with this can help you out. Otherwise, you will be offered generic solutions कि this is how it is done, ऐसे ही करो, trust me. No. Whatever strategy is being suggested to you in terms of answer writing, that should also convince you that yes, this is something if I implement, my scores will start improving. No improvement happens overnight. Rome was not built in a day. So every time you face a challenge, every time you face a roadblock, you meet your mentor, you discuss with him how we can work around it. So unless and until you have an integrated approach, a detailed plan, a personalized mentorship, which again you avail only after you have tested yourself. So when you sit with your mentor with your test performance, this is where the real improvement will begin, because now we have clearly a diagnostic report where you lack and where you are strong, and we need to know where we need to work with you. Unless and until we identify your weaknesses, we will not be able to give solutions to what works for you. So the student has to have a regular interaction with his mentor, only then the things will improve. So another issue is that there is a huge amount of resources available in the market. There are some good resources, there are some bad resources. Most importantly, there are some really good looking resources and some really not so good looking resources. और generally हमारी जो नज़र होती है कि कौन सा material अच्छा है, कौन सा खराब है, we judge this very subjectively. We go with what the market says. But if market was correct and if everybody, whatever people are doing, if that was correct, then prelims will not have a success rate of only 1.09%. Out of 14 lakh aspirants, only 13,627 managed to qualify this exam. That roughly comes out to be 1.09%. Even if you double it, 2%, more than 98% of the people don't have their strategy right. That is not something which is my personal opinion, that is which is a fact. So unless and until you know your plan is going to work for you, even if it does not work for others, until and unless you have that kind of confidence in your preparation, in your strategy, in your practice, and unless and until you have that kind of confidence inspiring mentorship with you, you are going to stand in the 98%. It's unlikely that you will stand in the 2%. So somewhere down the line, the whole idea of integrated approach is simply focusing on this only, that you should not be overwhelmed by at any stage of preparation. You should maintain your composure and clarity as to what you should be doing on daily basis, on weekly basis and on monthly basis, and in the end everything should be able to come together. So focused resources will eliminate confusion. You need to know that among the huge plethora of data which is available, which reports, which data, which references are most crucial. Unless and until you focus on this aspect, how to segregate between what is relevant and what only appears relevant. Unless and until you get the idea that I have 10 marks, 10 marker 150 words question, even if I know facts of word limit, even if I know facts which are crossing 500 or 600 words, since I cannot write above 150, I will always have to prioritize. So always figure this out, always keep this in mind. that how much time limit and how much word limit is available to you, and that will help you decide ki what is the most relevant content for your preparation and what can be excluded from last minute mugging or last minute revision. So that is something which is of the essence. Do not fall for generic strategies. As I told you ki 98% of the people won't get their strategies right. So whatever works for the market or whatever is the most popular feedback, that's not going to help you. Unless a faculty sits with you over your copy, discusses with you your issues, unless you have an opportunity where you can actually get to meet your faculty and mentors and discuss all their issues to your heart satisfaction, no other one-size-fits-all approach is going to help you out. So one-to-one mentorship has to identify and address individuals' strength and weakness. Only regular interaction with the mentor or faculty will ensure that you always stay on track and your strategies, your plans are continuously being modified as you progress ahead. One 12-month program, once it has been scheduled and organized, it will not be very helpful if it is not routinely adjusted as per your performance. Areas where you're struggling, the mentor has to slow it down. The areas where you're doing well, the mentor has to give you a higher push. So a streamlined approach is required. Not only hard work, but dedicated, structured, well-planned hard work is only going to result. It is the only way for your efficient coverage of the syllabus. So whenever you are embarking on your preparation, my only message is to focus on an approach which first develops conceptual clarity. It has an incremental learning curve. That approach should always have a regular testing, because what you learn, you will forget if you don't test it, and testing has no value if it is not accompanied by a experienced feedback. So conceptual clarity, then building your base over it, regular testing, regular feedback, and then implementing that feedback in the future performance. That is the holy pentagram of success which you are seeking. So regular practice and feedback will improve your structuring, clarity and articulation of answers, and there is a need to learn to approach conceptual and ambiguous questions with clarity and confidence. If you have done all of this, then even if the question is challenging, you need not be afraid of it, because out of every 100 persons, barely 2-3 people would be able to stay so disciplined, so focused, so regular and so consistent. So at the end of the day, you are not going to fight the question itself. You are going to fight the competition by being in a better position to answer the same challenging question in a much better position than others. So ultimately आपको सवाल को नहीं जीतना है, आपको अपने competition को जीतना है. अगर आपका approach structured है, organized है, integrated है, तो चाहे सवाल कैसा भी हो, you are going to fly out with good color. You are going to come out with flying colors. So here the tailored strategies, personalized feedback, curated plans are of the essence. Aspirants who have such approach will qualify through prelims, mains and interviews with confidence and precision. So at the end of the day, my message to you is very simple, that if you can focus on having an integrated approach, that will do wonders for our preparation. Over the last few months, based on our feedback with students, based on our interaction with students, we came to the conclusion that we are in a position to offer something which might help the students avail such preparation approach. So the integrated test series mentorship program for prelims and mains, it offers you near about 350 hours of concept building coupled with 3000 MCQs and 650 plus mains questions. As we discussed, the focus of the program, the pillars of the program will be integrated preparation, concept building classes, regular testing where you will have prelims and mains tests both, a very experienced faculty panel to give you mentorship, and finally the study material will be curated as per your exam requirement. It takes you from beginner to a advanced level. We endeavor to ensure that this program would fulfill whatever we have discussed in terms of approach, and if you have any queries or issues or any concerns or any clarifications required, please feel free to reach out to me at GS Core. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best for your preparation, and I hope all of you have a great year ahead. Thank you so much and goodbye.